We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show, episode 225. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. And to my right is the, the current reigning and defending Scholar in the Bank and current reigning and defending Scholars of Wrestling champion, Scholar Tarek. How'd I do?
You did pretty well, but there is just one word you were missing in that, and that is undisputed.
Because that is not true, because I am disputing it.
You can't dispute the achievements I've already made. I don't know how many times I have to say that to you. The facts don't lie.
But the opinions do. The facts don't lie, but
facts are always over opinions, my good sir.
The facts are exasperated by ego.
Well, it's well-earned ego. We've been doing Scholars for how long? And I've pretty much... not pretty much. I have accomplished everything that can possibly be accomplished in Scholars of Wrestling. Everything. And all you and Brian have accomplished is that you were Scholars of Wrestling champion, which is a good, it is a good achievement. I will give you that. It is a big deal to carry this championship. But there's a lot more to it than just being the champion. That is being a Mr. Scholar in the Bank. Don't worry. Even if I do lose this title to you or Brian, which you're in the lead for number one contendership, congratulations. I'm being respectful, unlike you on Twitter. The beefcase is still there. And it'll just be that one dark cloud that haunts whoever wins the Scholars of Wrestling Championship from me.
Well, you know what? The battle is still ongoing, and it will continue to rage on just tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
I'm being a respected champion. It's not my fault. My ego is just so out there because of my accomplishments.
Well, there's one accomplishment that you don't have, and that is a perfect card on WWE Evolution.
But I did have a perfect...
That's right.
I have had a perfect card. Yes, not on Evolution. But yes, I've had that taste of having a perfect prediction card.
Yes. So, as we were talking, as you probably can guess,
Undisputed.
We are coming right off of the heels of WWE Evolution. A perfect card notwithstanding. In all seriousness, this was a really fun show. It provided much more than I was expecting.
It exceeded everyone's expectations, including ours, including everyone. Wrestle Talk, Woke Culture, Cultaholics, Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, everybody. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy that it exceeded expectations. Everything about this pay-per-view was great. I do have one specific criticism, but I'll get to that when we come to it. But yeah, all in all, great card, great matches, great event.
Okay, well, let's start with the positives already. What were some of the standout moments for you when watching this?
It was the match of the night, which was the last, which should have been the main event of Evolution. You were so convinced it was. Poor fool. With Becky Lynch versus Charlotte.
The only flaw in an otherwise perfect prediction, but in hindsight, I got why they did what they did.
Why is it the one flaw?
In my perfect prediction card?
I don't get that.
It was more of a half joke, really.
Okay.
I was talking about how, from a technical standpoint, yes, this match should have absolutely gone on last. I don't think anyone is going to dispute that. But as far as just having that marquee, big, star power, feel-good ender, I get why they put on Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella last. Because they wanted that last moment at the end of the show that everyone will remember, and they'll be able to keep running on for years and years of Ronda Rousey holding a title high with all the women at her back and all that good stuff. So I got it. I get it. I would have preferred that
actually,
the best match went on last, but at the same time, I get what you're going for, WWE.
You actually reminded me. That is actually another criticism I have, but another bit, we'll get there. Talk about the positives. Becky Lynch and Charlotte, hands down, match of the night.
Boom.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it happened. Of course, they have to have Nikki Bella be Ronda Rousey's greatest opponent to date.
It was, to be fair, I was actually pretty satisfied with what this match was because it wasn't...
It was more storytelling than anything.
It wasn't Nikki Bella being her greatest opponent to date. It was the Bella twins and their shenanigans that were the challenge. Thankfully, they made it very clear right out of the gate that Nikki Bella could not stand up to Ronda Rousey one-on-one. She was literally Ronda was toying with Nikki Bella. Mm-hmm. She was beating her down and easy. She was toying with her. And then that's when...
Angry Ronda showed up.
Brie was interfered. They were doing like their Bella twin shenanigans. And then, you woke the sleeping giant. Ronda's going to smash. And Ronda smashed. She did. So I was envisioning several different scenarios, several way worse ways this could have gone, and to get both the story and the pacing and everything we got out of the Ronda Nikki match, I was very satisfied with it. But
I was as satisfied as I can be when it comes to the Bella twins.
It is.
Breaking down match, those were just the main events.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to the other matches, the opening with Trish and Lita versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox,
and before we even got to that, I am just so thrilled that they're making Lizzie Hale a regular part of WWE. Dumb, I love it.
But yeah, that match, it was by the numbers. It was just basically two legends versus two, I guess, full-timers. I mean, Mickie James is technically in that same category with Trish and Lita. I mean, she was there during the Attitude Era as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia Fox started coming in, what was it, the Ruthless Aggression Era?
About that time, I guess.
So
I barely consider that an era, to be honest with you.
Well, they do. So if they do, I guess we have to as well.
Measure of time and all that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What match was after that one? It was the Women's Battle Royal. That was, when it comes to actual Battle Royals, it really was fun. There was so much story. Everyone had their moment to shine. And my biggest criticism of it was the result of Nia Jax winning. And before you could jump to it, it's not just because I got the prediction wrong. There's actually more to it.
I did not say anything.
I'm just letting that out right now. It's not just because I got the prediction wrong.
I think, given the dynamics, I think I see what you're going with this. But go ahead.
When I'm looking at the match, everybody wanted Ember Moon to win. It is not just because it's Ember Moon. She's a great talent. Which, to be fair, she is a great talent. Mm-hmm. But since coming up to the main roster, what has she done? My point exactly. So I'm kind of grabbing the soapbox the wine box. Cool. Soapbox wine box for this one because I'm kind of going on a rant on
Fire
this
off.
one. Ember Moon, she needed this more than anyone. Even Asuka sort of needed this one. Yes, she needed it, but also didn't, because when you look at Asuka's 2018, since we're coming to the end, she had her big moment of the year. She won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Nia Jax, she had her big moment. She won the Raw Women's Championship against her big rival, Alexa Bliss, at WrestleMania. And then, look at Nia Jax's title reign. What can you say about it? Exactly. You may not say it, but I did. It sucked. Her title reign sucked.
For me, it was just forgettable. Like I literally cannot remember anything from her title reign.
Because there isn't anything to remember. Because it was forgettable. Yeah, your word's forgettable, and in my word, it sucked. I thought it was a terrible reign. It even got to the point when Alexa got her rematch at Backlash. Need I say more? how the crowd reacted that after her end match promo anti-bullying. It's like, oh yep, we don't want to hear this. Boo! Get off the stage. Get out of the ring. Let's bring back some wrestling.
Stink.
Boo! Anti-bullying. Wait, but seriously though, and when you look at Nia Jax in general, she's an okay performer, but she's known to have hurt people she's wrestled against. And you had that moment with Tamina, her and Tamina staring down in that battle royal.
Oh boy.
Got little to no reaction until they did the Roman Reigns ooh-ah.
And that's when it was all made clear to me.
Oh, it made clear to me too. I may be in the minimum of this what I'm about to say. I more think she won this one for Roman Reigns. As Rey Mysterio won the championship for Eddie Guerrero.
That's exactly what that is. And I know what my shirt says right now. I know I'm wearing my outdated WWE Cancer shirt.
It does fit in this situation, though.
It does, and that's why I'm throwing it down. And again, it works for Roman. But again, I wish I could say I first saw this when I made my original prediction, but I honestly did not. I didn't expect them to go the hard line. Okay, props to Roman by putting the Samoan cousin. Ladies over.
Being his and then you have the next time you had Asuka and Ember Moon stare down, drove the crowd insane. We get chants, we want Ember, we want Ember. She was getting the most natural reaction, and she was getting so close to it. And then Selena Vega pulled that awesome, almost winning thing. I'm like, oh my god, what? I said it during the prediction show. What if she won? Oh my god, it almost came true.
The more I see of Selena Vega, the more I love her. She's so good.
I saw that Vega post she did. Exactly.
Darn right you did.
And then you go to Raw the next night, and you look back on the whole Nia Jax Ember Moon storyline beforehand. Ember Moon was getting the better of her in matches, and then when they actually started forming a tag team, I say it with air quotes because they've been put together, but they're not becoming a tag team. Nia's always getting the rotten end of it, while Ember is flaunting her talents. And now that entire storyline gets thrown out the window. That on the next night on Raw, when you have Nia Jax versus Ember Moon, and who comes out but Tamina Snuka? To get it to little to no reaction, and then you get that stare down between Nia and Tamina. Again, little to no reaction. So now the big story, forget about Ember Moon now, the big storyline right now is Nia Jax versus Tamina Snuka? Or are they going to form a tag team for the women's tag team titles eventually coming soon, whenever? Here's the question. Who cares? Not the customers. Not us.
Yeah, I don't think it's got anything to do with Nia Jax, because I think a lot of people still care about Nia and think she's relevant. The big deal for me is just Tamina. Like, I feel like lately they've only just been trotting her out every once in a while just so she can hang on to the slightest shred of relevance.
If she has any. I mean, the day she comes back on the Raw roster, jumping from SmackDown, she's in a tag team match with Dana Brooke. And guess what? They lose. Welcome back, Tamina. All right, let's try and build relevance to you.
Well, I never said.
Where's the crowd reaction? I'm Tamina. I'm important. I'm a Samoan. Hello.
My dad was famous.
My dad's a famous murderer. Hello.
Yeah, you like Piper's Pit and the things and the hoe and.
My daddy got hit with a coconut.
Yeah, that happened.
I'm relevant. No, you're not.
Boo, you stink.
We want Ember. But they don't. Vince McMahon doesn't. Well, forget about Ember Moon. Someone who actually needs a moment in 2018. Needs a moment to be relevant on the main roster.
I'll tell you what. If things keep going as they are, I think that Ember Moon could be a very strong contender for the 2019 Women's Rumble.
I hope so. I really do.
Unless something crazy happens or someone new and crazy gets added to the roster, with the rate we're going, I think Ember's got it. But until then, here we are with...
That's my biggest criticism coming out of Evolution.
On the bright side, however, speaking of the Battle Royal, I was really pleased and impressed by the work that Ivory did.
Oh,
I was a longtime fan of hers, and just it seemed like she got like a good solid run in the sun, and it seemed like time stood still for her.
except for that dance bit with Carmella.
I loved that.
I'm sorry. I was actually warming up to Carmella, and then she did the floss dance, which I made it perfect. I made it clear all over my social media. I hate that dance.
I hate it too, but you know what? I still like Ivory, so to me it balances out.
Oh, I love Ivory too. I trust me, I'm there with you, but not with Car. It's like, oh no, no.
It was a nice little moment. It was
Cute.
Yeah, it was cute. I dig it. But anyway, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Evolution without talking about the victory of my girl, Toni Storm, finally winning it, as it should be.
I love that the best criticism is they should have given at least 5 more minutes, and I can't argue that. But from what the time they were given, when they first came out, they got little to no crowd reaction because most of the mainstream crowd doesn't know who they are and they don't watch the Mae Young Classic. But once the match actually was getting going, the crowd was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking what these girls are doing.
Which I kind of figured would happen. And
same.
Not for nothing. We already know Io Shirai is sticking around for a little while. We know she's got the chops. The biggest question mark for me was, okay, obviously they do still like Toni Storm, but how much do they like her enough to give her a contract?
I thought she already does. She's part of the NXT UK roster.
It seemed like it was just sort of an occasional thing. I wasn't entirely sure whether or not she actually signed something, but with this, it seemed like, yeah, they're more on board with Toni Storm now that they've been ever since. So does that mean more Toni in our futures? I hope so.
Great opening video packages for the match. It's like it's like these are these characters. Now see them wrestle in the finals, and it was a great match.
And I loved it. But yeah, I think it goes without saying that easily the match of the night, Charlotte and Becky. Mm-hmm. They put in some work.
What about that 6-woman tag? Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad.
I just thought it was okay. To me, it fell in a similar vein as the opening match, Trish and Lita versus...
It was...
Yeah.
People calling this show and Crown Jewel a glorified house show. Those two matches were basically the perfect personification of that.
That I can see. But even so, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like spectacular, earth-shattering match of the night material.
I don't think it was going...
It didn't have to be.
No.
It didn't have to be.
The ending was fun. And they definitely allowed these women to really go at it with each other. I mean, those big spots that they definitely showed the Riot Squad looking strong on this one. They're a strong unit. But, Sasha, Bayley, Natalya are the bigger names. So, of course, they were going to go over in a glorified house show.
So yeah, but before we move on, you said you did still have some. Were there any more complaints you had?
The only other criticism I had was the final shot of all the women standing. Okay. All the women standing at the Titantron or at the entrance ramp. I understood why they did it. But for me, like the thing I felt about it was basically like, yeah, this match was nothing. This whole event was nothing more than a PR stunt, and them at the end celebrating it was the perfect example of that. If it just ended with Ronda celebrating, I thought actually would have been a perfect show. But it did it really have to like break kayfabe and have all the female wrestlers, some who are like, you have Becky and Charlotte right next to each other celebrating together. I was like, wait, don't they hate each other? Aren't you telling the story that these two women hate each other? Like I said, I understand the point of it, but if you're trying to keep kayfabe alive, that's not how you do it.
I experienced the same phenomenon right when they did that. I didn't see Charlotte and Becky right next to each other, but I had a similar moment where it was just, for a second, it took me out. Again, I understand why they did it, but when you pat yourself on the back too much, it just looks like the whole thing looks way too self-congratulatory. I mean, you're not Barry.
Thank you, WWE.
You're not
for giving us this opportunity, even though 10 years ago we were having bra and panties matches.
Yeah, WWE, you're not Barry Horowitz. You don't need to keep patting yourself on the back.
Apparently they think they do.
Well, all that aside, what would you give a final face hero rating to WWE Evolution?
For WWE Evolution, the two criticisms aside, I thought this was a great show. It exceeded expectations. It's actually worth watching again, specifically for that last woman standing match. So I'm going to give it a full beard, 4 out of 5.
I'm going to join you on that full beard. There is, again, defied expectations. There was a lot to enjoy here. The weak points, they're definitely noticeable, but otherwise it was a pretty damn good show all around.
If Ember won, not just for prediction, but if Ember won, and if they just closed with Ronda Rousey winning, it would have been a goat face for me. Because I'm just like, that. Yay, progression. It's like progression, not just because, women's wrestling. A progression in storylines. It's like giving Ember something to do. Oh, you have Ronda standing tall over the evil Bella twins. Yay. And it's like, oh yeah, Ronda won, but guess what? We're women and proud. WWE gave us this opportunity. Thank you. Oh, and also promoting Crown Jewel on the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Get that off screen. Get that off screen. Boo, boo. Oh my God, they're booing us. They're getting it. They're getting it.
Yeah. Ultimately, I expect to be in the minority here, but ultimately for me, if you know that your people are very talented and you don't need to dress it up any more than you need to. Let their work speak for themselves, and it will speak for themselves. You put on a good show, and like we were just talking about, we will watch. That's all. We're wrestling fans. That's all we ultimately want. And thankfully, these ladies put on a show, and damned if they didn't do a damn good job with it. Damn. Golf clap. Golf clap to Evolution. Digging it. But now we move from at breakneck speed from one pay-per-view special event, whatever the
glorified house show,
whatever you're calling it these days, to another. Now we got to predict WWE Crown Jewel. Starting with the recently announced pre-show match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship. I know, it just sort of caught us all off guard.
Talk about a match thrown together.
Fool, what do you got for this one?
Well, I just found out about this match literally before we started recording. So, really thinking about it, there's no build to it at all. But you can pretty much say that with Shinsuke Nakamura's entitled U.S. title reign, which is sad all on its own. He deserves a lot more. Not the championship, but everyone knows my feelings about the U.S. championship. I'm going to say Shinsuke Nakamura retains. If anything, I see, if they're going to continue Rusev with Aiden English, unless that whole squash that Rusev did to him was the end of the story. But even so, I'm going to say Shinsuke successfully retains.
Yeah. I do not see something going too crazy here, especially for a pre-show. I just don't see it happening, especially at an event like this. They're going to preserve the status quo here. There's no reason at all for them to shake things up. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Shinsuke to win also. Now, moving on to more interesting subjects. The WWE World Cup.
To determine the best in the world.
Heavy quotes, finger quotes.
Hence why I'm wearing this shirt.
Yes, indeed.
Thought it was perfect for this.
Yeah, so we've got Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Kurt Angle, Dolph Ziggler, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton in the running. Lashley, of course, replacing the I don't want to go to the Saudi Arabia. Wow, what am I talking about? I don't know geography good. Cena.
He's not in it.
I know. That's why I said he's replacing him.
Okay, I was like, that can't be your prediction. He's not in it.
Yes.
But yeah, who do you got?
For this one, I'm going to go with my gut here, and it was the gut reaction I got as soon as I found out that he was in this. He just came back, and I'm thinking that part of the reason he came back was to make a big old splash. I just think he fits way too well as a winner. I am going to go for my pick, Rey Mysterio to win.
It's actually funny you say that, because I'm actually going to say Rey Mysterio is going to be in the finals. They on SmackDown, they threw that storyline that whoever is in the finals and whoever is on the SmackDown side who makes it to the finals and loses will be fired from SmackDown. I see this as a reason to get Rey Mysterio off SmackDown and move him to Raw.
Interesting.
Like, have Mysterio show up for SmackDown 1000 since he debuted on SmackDown, but have him move to Raw because that's where the big boys, or at least Vince McMahon favorites, likes to play.
So
I'm gonna say it's a Raw guy, and I'm trying to think of like how this. Just remember, this show is not for us. This show is for the Crown Prince. And if I'm trying to, and come on, hell, he wanted Yokozuna to come back for the Greatest Royal Rumble, and Andre the Giant, I believe.
Do you even watch the product, Princey boy?
Well, in the 80s, early 90s, sure.
I like the Hulk Hogan.
He's hosting the event.
Oh yes, I heard that too, brother.
Oh, that's gonna be a very fun moment. But I'm trying to think. This is actually the hardest one for me, and I've been thinking about it even on the way here.
It could be almost anybody.
When it comes like to the quarterfinals, like everyone's like all the predictions I've seen are choosing Seth Rollins, but it's kind of hard for me to see that because of Dean Ambrose. I see Dean Ambrose being a factor of getting him out of the event.
I agree.
And that's something nobody is saying, so I'm kind of shocked on that one. So basically, it's a toss-up between Lashley and Angle. But then I'm also just trying to think who needs this more, and where are they going to go with it? I'm going to go with Kurt Angle, just because he's a legend. It's going to be I think it's going to be between him and Bobby Lashley. I don't think as much as I would love to see Ziggler win it, but he's just going to get the first pin from Angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kurt Angle on this one.
Yeah, for me personally, it was down to between Kurt Angle or Rey Mysterio. I don't blame you at all for picking Angle. So yeah, this could go pretty much any way. And for the sake of completion, Brian did send in his predictions. We wish you speedy recovery from the alien disease. So yeah, he picked The Miz. I didn't get his logic behind it, but I'm sure we'll see and hear it all next week.
He probably just expects a heel to win it because heels are always fun when it's winning these kind of tournaments.
Very true. Plus, it'll give The Miz fuel for several more months after this fact. So I get the logic, but hey, we'll see what happens. This is certainly going to make it for an enjoyable ride.
I actually think this match in particular is going to be a deciding factor in you versus Brian.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because let's see. I'm looking at the rest of his predictions. It's hard for me to argue. Well, one I can argue.
No.
But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yes. Moving on to the next match on the card, we've got your boy Cesaro and Sheamus of the Bar taking on the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
It's actually funny that you say that. I don't even know if it's going to be Sheamus and Cesaro, because from what Meltzer is reporting, because they added Big Show to the group, they may actually just be the Bar, the three of them, and they might throw the Freebird rule. of having them.
Well, it's the big bar. Dun, 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 dun.
I could see them with Big Show, Sheamus and Cesaro, them trading off like how New Day is, and because Big Show is the closest thing that you're gonna get for Andre the Giant, he's probably gonna be in this match.
Oh no, you're right.
Even got the yawn out of him, the sad yawn. But when it comes to the actual prediction, I'm gonna stick with the Bar. I'm gonna stick with my man, even if he's not in the match. I'm gonna stick with the Bar. They just won the tag team titles back. They were made to look like idiots on the SmackDown Go Home show with their Trick or Treat Street Fight, or Trick or Street Fight. I think that's what they called it. But to be fair, the New Day dressed up as the Brood was quite possibly one of the funniest things I've seen.
That was pretty sick.
And it's just so great to hear the Brood theme song on a WWE TV again.
Yeah. In the meantime,
Not on my radio.
In the meantime, though, I gotta go for the Bar as well. It's too soon for them to lose it, but again, they're just gonna do what they always do with the New Day. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna have a good, entertaining match. They can switch around, use any number of different combinations of dudes. They'll keep themselves fresh. It'll be interesting, and it'll be a fun time. So, yay. Next up, we've got the match that I really hoped that I would never have to ever bear witness to.
Well, you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm getting it good. DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. Ugh. I wish I didn't have to. I wish it wasn't going this way, but.
So who do you got?
I guess I'm going with DX, just because it seemed like it's a rubber match, or a return match. I guess. I really, really, really hate that Shawn Michaels in particular is coming back for this. It was bad enough when they bastardized the retirement of The Undertaker. I really thought that Shawn Michaels was going to be the guy to actually keep his word and not come out of retirement, even if it's for a buttload of money,
Apparently, it's more than just a buttload. It's big Crown Prince money. As Ted DiBiase put it, everyone's got a price.
And I hate the fact that that's true. I hate it. Just once, I want a retirement in wrestling to mean something. I was fully expecting Shawn Michaels to keep his word, finally ride off into the sunset, stay happy and healthy, enjoy his family, enjoy his retirement, enjoy his money that he so rightfully earned. I expected Undertaker to do the same, but no. He's just being trotted out like a good little soldier, and I was expecting him to go out when he was still competent and good at his job. Now I've got this very real fear that they're just going to keep both these guys going until they just fall apart. And that's something I never, ever want to see.
Well, the money plus Shawn's he's a trainer at the Performance Center. Probably gave him that rush to try and come back just for one last go, which apparently it is till WrestleMania, which is the irony. Like, they're saving for Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker with Taker's career on the line to have Shawn Michaels be the one to officially retire the dead man. Excuse me.
Oh, brother.
I have a cough as well. But when it comes to the prediction on this one, I'm going to go with 50-50 booking, and I'm going with the Brothers of Destruction. I'm going to be the difference one between the two of you. And I actually see it being like planting seeds for Taker and Michaels for Mania. I'm going to say Taker pins Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, the only redeeming quality of this is how they can possibly wrap this up. Because all this hype of, last time ever, once in a lifetime, I don't believe any of that crap anymore.
I stopped believing in it once Cena and The Rock had their rematch.
Yeah, I don't want to have any part of this. As much as I love The Undertaker and I love Shawn Michaels, I love everyone in this match, but everyone's getting to the twilight of they're beyond the twilights of their career.
As some people put it, it's the dads trying to regain their, like, they're having a midlife crisis, trying to recapture their youth.
And that's the thing. Literally no one in this match needs to do anything of the sort. Think about it. Triple H is literally at the top of the company. He's got a corporate position directing traffic on NXT, the most technically sound show on the thing.
He's on the verge of running the damn company.
Shawn Michaels he's a trainer. He's made a great career. He's already had one massive, amazing comeback that prolonged his comeback so his kids can see him wrestle and that he can have a good, comfortable retirement with dignity, getting it right, and that he's not a douchebag anymore. Undertaker's Undertaker. He's got, again, financially a very similar position, I've got to believe. He's sitting pretty. He got one of the most beautiful send-offs that wrestling has ever seen after his loss to Roman Reigns.
I cried.
Yeah.
Me.
That was legit. That was beautiful, and it just deserved to be like, okay, that's the end. But he just keeps going on. And then to top it all off, the fourth guy in the match, Kane, he becomes a politician, successfully becomes mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. He's got full other career lined up where he doesn't have to fall all over himself again. And now he's back wearing the mask when he really should be taking care of things back at his home. So, no. As much as I like the individuals, I am absolutely disgusted that this match is happening. I wish it was never happening. And I wish that I did not have to sit through this crap. I really don't. This match, quite simply, at the end of the day, just makes me sad.
It's a good thing we brought the wine box, because we both had big rants for this show.
Yes, we do. And it's causing my lazy eye to come out, which I didn't want to say anything about. But like, if it works for Shawn Michaels, I guess it works for me too.
Breathe.
Okay, we're breathing. Let's talk about a match I actually care to see. Something like AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Fool, what do you got for this one?
Other than the Universal title, because vacant, I don't see any championships changing hands on this show. As much as I would love to see Samoa Joe finally win the WWE Championship after time of losing, I just don't see AJ Styles losing it on the verge of him having it for an entire year. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
Yeah, I was going to initially go over Samoa Joe again just because I really want to see Joe win this eventually. But then I was hit with the same exact thought that with all their hyping up and all these milestones that AJ Styles is reaching right now, I just cannot honestly say with a straight face that this is going to be the time to do it. As much as I love Joe, I got to go with AJ Styles for this one too. They'll tear the house down as they always do. But as far as the winner, yeah, AJ is going to retain his title and win. So, sorry, Joe. Better luck next time.
Here's a Scholar's Quick Talk for you.
Yeah.
I actually got two of them. Here's my first one. Do you think that after this they're going to go into a triple threat feud with Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles?
I'd say it's very, very likely since they didn't get a chance to do that before.
Like there was one big story going on. Like people are thinking, oh, Daniel Bryan lost clean to AJ Styles on SmackDown and then got destroyed by Samoa Joe. Does that mean they won't say it's a proper burial, but is it just a way to get him out of the title picture? I can see that, but if you take Daniel Bryan out of the title picture, where does he go from here? Does he go back to facing The Miz? I kind of hope not. Put that feud on hold for if anything. But I would think a triple threat feud with Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe could actually put wonders for the SmackDown brand and for the WWE Championship title picture.
Absolutely. And this is, you obviously, I don't think it even needs to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. You put these three together, you're going to get some magic.
Exactly.
And plus, at this point in the game and this point in the feud, I think that'll provide the exact kind of freshness that everyone needs. Excuse me, I just burped. That is lovely. And that is a complete opposite of freshness. But you know what? Let's get some more freshness. I think we're going to get, with this, what I'm assuming we're going to be thinking is going to be the main event.
I'm actually thinking DX versus Brothers in Destruction might close the event.
I'm actually thinking the end of the World Cup will be the closer.
I'm
depending
thinking,
on how they're planning on ending
with
it.
how much they've been building DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. I'm actually thinking that actually may close the show.
Well, either way, we've got Brock Lesnar versus Brawny the Strowman.
This is
It is mine. All right. He's been my hoss for a very long time. And now with Roman Reigns out of the way, sad circumstances or not, I'm just going to say it. This is going to be when it happens. Brawny the Strowman is going to claim his rightful throne. I really do not see Brock staying around longer than this. Braun Strowman is going to be around. It's been a long time coming. Brawny the Strowman is going to win. He's going to be your new Universal Champion. Enjoy your big hoss match. What say you?
I have to put it down for this one.
Uh-oh.
Braun! I think that's perfectly clear on who I'm predicting.
So you think Gilbert is going to come back and win the title? Okay. It's a long shot. It's a long shot.
No, of course, it's Braun Strowman's time. Yes, as you said, under these sad circumstances. But, yeah, he's getting that title. He's finally going to get that title. No one wants to see Brock Lesnar as Universal Champion again. I don't want it to be like, oh, Brock's just going to hold it until Roman Reigns comes back. No, we don't want that.
Please don't.
I like the potential of Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. I like the idea of Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles at Survivor Series. Champion versus champion. Though, to be fair, I would also love to have seen Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman. Champion versus champion. That would... Wow. Those are two good matches, yeah.
So many, and we were just barely scratching the surface with that. There's so many good, fresh matches you can get out of this.
But yeah, Braun's finally getting it. Yay.
Yay, Braun.
Yay, our Braun. Yay, our Braun. Yay, our Braun. That's our man.
So yeah.
So proud of him. We've seen it.
He looks so grown up.
We've seen him so grown up from being the black sheep of the Wyatt family to Universal Champion. Let's just forget that he was Tag Team Championship with Nicholas.
You just had to bring me down. I was like, oh, he was a tag champion. That's great. Though
to be fair, I did like the fact that Nicholas did show up to do a backstage picture with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy and Braun Strowman.
Oh,
that actually got a good chuckle out of me, but it's still the idea of Nicholas winning the tag team championship, and that's dumb as hell.
Yes, it is. But what are you gonna do? And especially if, again, it's not it's not what happens. It's not the journey; it's the destination. Oh, or the other way around. But whatever, you know what we mean. Braun Strowman is gonna be a good thing. So anyway,
hopefully he doesn't get the Universal Championship curse. Did you read about that?
I've heard about it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think we're going to be okay.
So now here's my other Scholars Quick Talk.
Yes.
Do you think Crown Jewel will be a better show than Evolution?
Absolutely not. It's going to be even more self-indulgent, and I predict it's going to be catering primarily to an audience of one. Sad though it may be, We may get some good matches from it, and maybe some optimal outcomes. But ultimately, what WWE wants and what we want ultimately comes secondary to where that sweet, sweet cheddar is coming from.
It just occurred to me, if Hulk Hogan's going to host the show, does he come out to Real American or Voodoo Child?
I'm assuming he's going to come out to Real American since I'm assuming they're not paying any more royalties on that anymore. It'll probably be cheaper for them to do that.
I guess, but it's just kind of interesting to think about, though.
Somehow, I don't think the Saudi prince even knows enough to care about Voodoo Child. I think, if anything, there's any request in all that regard, it's going to be the Saudi prince like, I want the Real American Hulk Hogan, brother. I don't even know what his voice sounds like. That was terrible. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's what we think. You've heard what we believe. Now it's time that we turn it over to you, our listening and viewing audience.
Were you going to just call them our lessers?
No, No, our listeners.
Our listeners.
Listeners. Lasners. Pork laser.
Also, congratulations, fool. With how these predictions went down, there is no way Brian can beat you.
So, what does that mean?
I will see you at Survivor Series for the Scholars of Wrestling Championship.
I meant to ask you about that. I'm assuming you were talking about just the total number of predictions from Evolution.
It's from both Evolution and Crown Jewel. And with how these predictions went down, there's no way Brian can beat you. Because the only difference that he has, let's see, look at it, is the World Tournament. There's no way he can't get more than 2 points.
Okay, then.
So, yeah. Congratulations, fool.
The gauntlet has been dropped.
The match is now official. The Scholars of Wrestling Championship. So, is it in the shot? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. If you're listening to us on the internet, yeah, we're staring each other down. We're doing the face-off moment.
This is a screenshot. The screenshot for the episode. Actually, no. We'll make this the screenshot for the championship for Survivor Series.
Oh yeah.
We'll find a screenshot for this episode.
I wish I wore a different shirt though for that. But anyway, that's where we're at. Let us know what you think. Drop us a line on Facebook. Just run a search for the Scholars Wrestling Show. YouTube, you know what to do. You got everyone else telling you how to do it.
May the best scholar win.
May the best scholar win. But before you do that, we want you to join in on the conversation yourself on the Twitter machines. Follow us at ScholarsOW for all the latest wrestling uploads and episode bits and goodness and yay. And if you want a little bit of the old conversation, join us on our personal Twitter accounts. You can join Scholar Brian at Atomic Beanpole. Fool, where can you reach the champ?
You can reach the champ, the Mr. Scholar in the Bank, at the Avataric.
And you can reach me at I'm Robbie Rage. Join the conversation. Let's see how things go in the Crown Jewel. By the time this goes up, it might actually be in progress. So let's see who's right.
Oh, trust me. The second I get home, this episode is being uploaded. So you pretty much are waking up to us. At least that's what we hope you are.
All right, Breakfast with the Scholars.
What is it? What time does it start? At noon?
It starts at noon.
Oh dear God, yeah. The second I wake up, this episode, I'm putting this episode all over the place. It's gonna be on our Twitter already, so I'm just gonna like and retweet it, and we're gonna post it. I'm gonna share it on Facebook. We need more social media, man.
Okay, I guess we're moving to Instagram.
Yeah, right. More pictures.
More pictures, more duck faces. But anyway, you know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you all in Saudi Arabia.